Hello everyone, today we have new video review, and as you can see, this time we are going to check fresh release from ICM. It is molded in 1/35 scale and it copies type AG 1910 London Taxi. And some of you might say that we reviewed this kit before, how come we are checking it again? So here's the small clarification, because I also had the same problem. I was like, yeah, I saw this kit. Nevertheless, it is molded in 1/35 scale and previous release was in 1/24 scale. So this one might be handy for some interesting World War I diorama, maybe with some tank or some figures. I mean, some others just prefer this scale, so it will be up to you, but we have it available. Here you can see the commercial sample, so it means you will get exactly the same stuff as what you'll see in this video review, and we are going to open it and check what is hidden inside. So first of all, box size is standard for ICM. Here you can see comparison with my hand, and overall design is also quite standard for this brand. We have nice box art, then here we have some information about the kit, and I think there are 99 plastic parts for assembly of the model, and then on the opposite side we have the same profile as on the box art. Here it's a green vehicle, but obviously you're not limited with a green marking option only. Box structure is standard for ICM. As you can see, there's a flexible top lid, and then we have sturdy white cardboard box which should actually protect everything what is hidden inside. And inside we have several plastic sprues. As you can see, they're packed into the same plastic bag, and then on the bottom we have assembly manual, but we will check it a bit later. I would like to start with plastic parts, so let's flip it over like this, and we are going to open it and check what is actually supplied here. So just give me a second. In the meantime, let me remind you that you can support us financially. It is quite easy to do because we have special donate button on our website, and of course you will decide how much we will get for new photo and video equipment, or maybe for fresh kit. And we also have the Amazon wishlist in the video description, so in case you want to get us something, there are some useful things which might be handy for this website. So here you can see first gray plastic sprues. You can see we have side body panels, we have separate doors, separate roof panels, and overall molding quality seems to be fine. I don't see any possible issues here. And here you can take a closer look so that you can see it with your own eyes. Even thin parts are molded carefully, so I think it's just a matter of careful separation and everything will be fine. And of course, if you prefer to have detailing inside, you have to do it with your own hands. You have to feel these push marks, but I think it's not difficult for professional modelers. Next, we have slightly bigger plastic sprue. Actually, it is the biggest in the kit, so here it is. And this one is dedicated to mix of various parts, because here we have the side panels, as you can see, which are molded together with help of this middle bar. Also here we have some cabin walls, we have the seat which is molded as a one-piece part. The same goes for the engine cowling. Here we have exhaust tube, steering wheel, also chassis bars which are molded together with leaf springs, and what else, some transmission parts. I can zoom in so that you can see everything closer. So it might be possible to say that we have here the slightly reduced version of what we saw in 1/24 scale, so it means we get really decent detailing out of the box, and it will be just a matter of careful painting and weathering in order to get a more or less impressive result. But again, I will repeat myself that molding quality here is nothing to be concerned about, because as you can see we have even some parts molded as one-piece elements, for example this bonnet, and that's really cool because you can leave it unglued and then remove it in order to expose detailed engine, which is quite nicely looking part of the vehicle, especially if you consider that you get it out of the box. I mean, there is nothing to complain about. Next we have wheels, actually wheel rims, because as you can see they're molded as a gray plastic parts and they're molded without tires, but they look really nice, and it should make it easier to paint them, because I mean you paint them separately from the tires and then just pop into the tires and you're good to go. So some modders will appreciate such parts design. Next we go on with cap parts, so they're molded on the separate sprue. Here they are. As you can see, they're not that huge. Here you can see comparison with my hand. Some elements are really tiny, so be careful while handling all this stuff. For example, here you can see some handles, and if you flip it over, here you can check parts from the opposite side. Okay. Next we have small plastic bag with clear plastic frame, so just give me a second to open it. As you can guess, we have here various glasses which will be handy for detailing of the cap, and molding quality looks fine, but I'm not sure if masks are included here, so if they are not included you will have to cover everything with your own hands, and it might be a bit tedious procedure because, I mean, cutting squares is not such a happy experience to have while building the model. Next we have another plastic bag. This one is dedicated to tires. So tires are made out of vinyl here, and now I'm trying to open it so that we can check everything closer. I will show you only one because these are absolutely identical actually vinyl parts, and we have 5 because there is also a spare wheel. So here you can check it closer. I hope camera will focus. This is an okay vinyl part. Obviously it's not a top-notch detailing, but I think it should be enough for out-of-the-box build. And anyway, many modders just dust them or cover with dirt, so it doesn't matter if part is really detailed, still it will be covered with dirt. Next we have assembly manual, but in assembly manual usually we get decals sheet, and this cookie kit is not an exclusion from this rule, because we have this tiny decals sheet with all necessary symbols. So as you can see, printing quality is really good, and I hope it will be easy to apply these symbols. And I mean, the only surprising thing is that there were no dials for the instrument panel for the dashboard. Next we go on with assembly manual, as I said before. So this one is printed in typical ICM format. We have short history note and technical specifications. If you flip over the page, here you can see parts map, and assembly process starts from the main chassis. You'll have to cut some holes. As you can see, they should be done with exact measuring, so be careful with this stuff. Next we continue by assembling the rear cap. It's a matter of combining of the several panels, and here you have to drill some holes again, and I'm not sure why it is done like this, that you have to measure something, you have to let's say be precise about it. Why not just to mold it some minor holes for easier position of the drilled out holes. I'm not sure about this. So here we place the rear cap on the chassis. Then we continue with leaf springs for the front section. Next, here we install some minor elements which will be holding these leg rests, let's say. Next, here we have the engine panel. And we continue with front wheel axle. Why I'm a bit confused, because here you just combine 2 parts together. And here we work on the engine. Obviously it is less detailed than 1/24 scale due to size of this power plant, but still it should be more than enough for out-of-the-box build. And I mean, in case you plan to open it, it's worth investing some time into painting and weathering. Next we continue with Drivetrain. Here we assemble the front firewall. Next, as you remember, we have one-piece engine bonnet. Here we assemble the side doors, which are molded separately and can be opened on the vehicle, even though assembly manual does not show such possibility. Next, we continue with internal seat for the passengers and front wall. Next, we install also this padding for the driver. And you continue with leaf springs for the rear section, and as you can see, this is quite interesting sequence of the installation, so be sure to repeat it precisely or exactly as it's shown in the manual. Here we install the rear wheel axle. Next we continue with wheels. So as you remember, it's a matter of combining plastic parts together with vinyl tires. Here we continue with another lower panel which will protect the drivetrain. And next we have some control elements, spare tire here, and then another insert into the passenger section for the third seat, I guess. Next we continue with various minor elements, it means headlamps and some other stuff, and here we install the rear wall again with some clear element, and of course roof panels can be found here and here. So that's the final vehicle. In total you have to perform 52 steps, and on the last page you can see one and only marking option, which is the same as on the box art, but as I said, you are not limited by this marking. You can replicate something different, especially if you have some reference photos. So I will be happy to hear your opinion about this kit here in the comment section below. If you like this video, don't forget to press the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for watching, and bye!